So, funny story, guys. We are here at our regional for Duke City Games, and we were, talking amongst ourselves, figuring out things for the rounds and what's going to happen, how many rounds is going to be, and we confirmed 6 rounds. But at the beginning, there were only 4 invites. My wife came to drop off a snack for me, and it was brought up by the head judge, like, hey, just get your wife to play, have her drop. That way we can give out 8 invites. And I'm like, okay, but let me ask her first. So I wasn't the one that ended up asking. It was a lot of the guys. They're like, please just play. Like, you can just play 1 round and then drop. We just need a couple more bodies to get 8 invites. It's just like, sure. So I'm out here filling a deck list. Thankfully, we had Malice on us and Melodious. I felt a little bit more confident, my wife piloting, so we were scrambling to get that one up and ready. And just as I finished the deck list, her registration sheet, we got her a Konami ID. A couple more guys show up to play for the tournament, so she ends up getting scotch-free. But it was just so funny for that to happen. But I guess here we are at our Duke City Games regional. We just got done with round 2, and we are now at lunch. We have 4 more rounds after lunch. We've got some time to kill before then, so we're here sitting, eating our lunch that we picked up from Target because I'm too cheap. But anyways, we go round 1. We play against Yummy Mitsurugi, which my deck is very much prepared for Yummy. Game 1, he went first. We were just able to play on his turn. We had Fua, we had the hand traps. We were just able to take control. Game 2, we didn't see much of our good board breaking with the Pinkertops and seeing Holly Sue's. We ended up losing that one. Game 3, he Fua's Perulia's me. We gave him 2 draws, so he gets 1-for-1 trade for it each. We thankfully had the anti-spell and the tick boost, so we set that. We had Rock of the Vanquisher. We had Holly Sue a lot in our hand. We had Razin. We were going to just combo off until there was no tomorrow. And we flipped them in his draw phase, and we're just like, all right, have fun. And we ended up taking it from there. Game 2, we played against Art Mage. It was a team kill, another fellow Albuquerquean, and he swept me. It was so bad. Game 1, we opened Phantasme and then full combo, and then drew, I think, another combo piece, or we drew Holly Sue, something like that, where it was just a little too late. And then game 2, we drew 2 Droll, 2 Mad Love, and then Borger, I think, or Steak. I can't remember. We had it was a good combo, but then he evenlies the board, and it just fell apart from there because we just could not get into Holly Sue. So we ended up losing there. We're 1-1. We still got 4 more rounds. There's still a chance, but we shall see. We're playing Pure Vanquish Soul. I decided to ditch the K9 engine, and I am having a much better time. We play tested a ton yesterday. There's going to be no video for that, so I do apologize. This is going to be the video in its place. And honestly, I am just having such a good time playing this version of Vanquish Soul. K9 is good, don't get me wrong. But I think if you're going to play Vanquish Soul, you have to play it pure. In the OCG, it is really good because of Max C, because you can go full combo, you can go interrupted, but you still have Max C. You can still set up a board, and you're not having to worry about the Molcharmies getting in the way. That's why I think it's better there. Also, their metagame's a little bit different, so. But I'm going to have lunch now, and then we'll catch you at round 3. Okay, so here we are after lunch. We have played rounds 3, 4, and just got finished with 5. There's still 20 minutes left until round 6. So round 3, we play against a Friendly Fire, and he was playing the Stina deck, which we have played before at locals, so Friendly Fire, hence. And game 1, we were able to take it. We were able to secure it. Game 2, it was a little bit of a rough spot for us. Game 3 was a grind fest, but thankfully we were able to just secure the win, stealing his stuff, and then just playing around the back rows. He tried super polying my face down, which was funny, but it's like, can't do that. You got to be face up. So we were able to secure it there. Round 4, we played against Chris Strong K9, and that was a slugfest. We misplayed game 1, which cost us the game. We go game 2, and we're able to just secure it. We're able to steal his Zeus with triple tactics talent. We're able to play through his board, talent to take. He Zeus's, sends everything away. We take the Zeus, since Zeus is the only thing on board, swing for 3k, and since he did summon more than twice from the extra deck, we slap Typhon over the Zeus, not giving it control back to him, and we were able to solidify by setting the Snow Devil, and we just took the game there. We had 46 seconds in between 2 and 3. He opens up game 3, and I had cracked. We were able to get into Borger for game, so we were able to take it there, making us X1. And then round 5, we played the mirror, another friendly fire, and he just drew better. He was playing the K9 package, so he had more utility over my hand traps, which sucked, but you know, it happens. We brick, we don't see the Mulcharmies, we don't see the right attributes, and so we end up taking an L there, and we just are now X2. I don't think there's a chance for us to top being X2. We're still going to play out the final round though, just to see where we go, because why not? The side events, not really care for. I haven't played Master Duel in a bit, so I'm really outdated. And the Winamat, also don't care for. I also don't play Edison, so we're in for the long haul just to see what happens, right? If we go X2, there might be, depending on tiebreakers. I doubt it, but we shall play it out and see. So, all right, so last and final round, round 6, we are playing against another friendly fire. Play against Draco Tail. It's a deck that I got a lot of testing against last night. I even play tested with this guy. Huge shout out to Justin. I mean, you are awesome as always. Game 1, we were just playing on his turn. So, I mean, there was no. He broke apart my board, and during his main phase 2, I reestablished the board, and then just followed up. He went first again. I went Perulia. He gave me like 1 draw, so we were able to do that, and then I impulse. We were getting more draws, more value there. Clears my board again. I Fua first start of turn. He gives me draws. I'm able to break his board and just swing for game. So we end up going X2 like we wanted. We didn't top. Stars were not aligned for us, but we did secure 11th place. So I'm not too bad. Let's go back to the studio, and I'll actually show you the deck profile that we played for a Pure Vanquish Soul. So now that we're back here in the studio, let me show you my Pure Vanquish Soul deck that got me 11th place in a 53-man regional. I definitely enjoyed playing this deck in this version. I love Vanquish Soul, and it's not to say, because K9 did top. The K9 Vanquish Soul that we lost to in round 5 did top, so it's not to say that K9 isn't a bad option for this deck. But if you can't afford the K9 engine, no need to fear. You can still play Vanquish Soul Pure. So to kick things off, we are playing 3 copies of Vanquish Soul Razin, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that gets this whole deck running. We also do play 3 copies of Mad Love, because now Mad Love is a 1-card starter, which is awesome. This deck desperately needed. And then Holly Sue, the girl that picks the slack up for this deck and just helps push it to new heights, which is what this deck desperately needed. And then to match the corresponding attributes, we also play 2 copies of Vanquish Soul Zhao Long. I think for this version, you only need 2 Zhao Long. You could play 3 if you really wanted to, but I think 2 is definitely the sweet spot, because you're not wanting to brick on it as much. And then we also play 2 copies of Heavy Borger. Heavy Borger is the man, the myth, and legend, a burn for game. Going to time, Borger for game. Sucks, but honestly, sometimes that's just how it does. That's how it be. And then the 1 of Vanquish Soul Caesar Valius to round out our Earth attribute. So many times today, we cycled through all of this. In our round 1 match playing against Yummy, we were utilizing Razin to blow up the column. Holly Sue to take their Yummy so they can't do anything. Mad Love bouncing it. Borger just for those draw power, which is what we really utilize Borger for. And then Caesar just being able to pop the back row is really great. In round 2, we were trying our best to really utilize, but we weren't able to. We just kept getting our stuff negated. Round 3, the Mad Love bounce was really nice. Same with the Holly Sue, the Razin pop, the Xiaolong being able to flip into the defense position was really critical at one juncture. Round 4, the Borger for game, I mean, cannot lie, felt nasty, but it's desperately what we needed. The Mad Love bounce was also really crazy. Being able to bounce our own Razin back to our hands, that way we just had a follow-up, which was really cool. And then round 5, we desperately tried, but opening 2 copies of this and then a one card that wasn't as good really was unfortunate. And then round 6, yeah, cycling through all of this, Xiaolong into Holly Sue, just playing around with that was just also good. So I definitely recommend, you know, this is how, if you play this pure, like this is like the lineup to play. You can definitely mess around with it as much as you want, for sure, but I think this is like really just solid. And then to round out the Vanquish Souls, we of course played 3 copies of Stake, because Stake plus any of these or any of the non-engine that you play gets you into this, which is crazy. We played the one of Start. At times I really wanted to play a second Start, but it just, I don't know, there were plays where like we normal summon Mad Love, no effect, which felt bad because I desperately like wanted to see something, because we don't play Continue anymore. We just play the Trap in Snow Devil, because Snow Devil just wins you games outright, which is, and so just playing around with this lineup felt good, but sometimes like I wanted to play a second copy of this, but so far the one is all that we've really needed. And then some honorary Vanquish Soul cards. The one of Reinforcement of the Army, because this gets you into your Razin. And then 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. So I am on the Pot of Extravagance version, and I did not banish all 3 rocks, which is great. There was a match where I did banish 2, but I thankfully didn't need the second copy. 1 was enough. And there were some matches where I banished like the SP or the Zeus. Surprisingly, I never hit Typhon, which, I mean, was great. I'm not going to complain, but Pot of Extravagance was definitely nice. And then the non-engine. We are playing 3 copies of Rescue Ace Impulse with 1 Fire Attacker. Honestly, this was so underrated. Fire Attacker, because what's great is if a card is added to your opponent's hand except by drawing it, as long as Fire Attacker sees a card being added to your opponent's hand, whether that's from the graveyard, from banishment, from the deck, as long as it sees a card being added to the hand, you get a draw 2, discard 1. Really cracked. This helped me like reset some of my hands, get rid of some cards. Like I discarded Foolus a couple times, or a Stake Your Soul that I didn't need. So Fire Attacker is just really good. There was only like a couple duels where I actually did just brick on it, but it's still a fire reveal, which is nice. That way you don't have to waste one of your 3 copies of Ash. And then of course we played the 3 Molcharmi Fuoloses just that we can get some draws. And then I played 2 Ghost Spells. I think 2 is what you should play. I definitely, there were times where we never saw Ghost Spell, which in testing we saw Ghost Spell a crap ton. But the matches where Ghost Spell came up, it came up. So I mean, I was grateful to see them then. But I think 2 is really good, because we also do complement it with 2 copies of a DD Crow, which DD Crow just gets rid of a lot. I mean, in the Krishan matchup, this came up really nicely. In the Dracotel matchup, this came up great. In the Testina matchup that we had, and I think in the Yummy matchup, we never, oh no, we did see it. We did see it, which was really good. And then Phantasme, we played 2 copies of Phantasme. Definitely, I loved it when I saw it. And then when I saw it and it was useless, it was immediately sided out. And then some last one-us, we played Dogoran because we do respect if someone was playing Lunalights. Thankfully, there was no Lunalight, at least that I saw. Or if there were like towers, like Malice, for instance, being able to out their allied code and then just play around everything else. We played the one of Dogoran. It did come up in the final match against Dracotail, where I Kaiju the Arthelion, bounced it back with Mad Love, Kaiju did it again, and then Nash Knight stole it back. So I mean, it came up. And then the one of Dimension Shifter. So when we played this against Tistina, I won't say that it just outright won me the game, but I mean, it definitely contributed to that win, which was really good. So I definitely did like putting Shifter in the main. On to the extra deck. Gotta show this. I'm finally using the sleeves that I got from the World Championship qualifier. It was a pain to actually double sleeve them here, but nonetheless, we got it done. Anyways, we are playing one copy of Vanquish Soul Rocks. When it came up, it came up. We were able to OTK with the Yummy player just by going into overlaying Razin and Mad Love. So I mean, boosting them all by 1,000 was really nice. We then also played the number 101 Silent Honor Arc, Baguska. Never made Baguska, but it was there if we needed it. Nash Knight for the 10 is the reason why we used the 101. We played Valon, the C101. Love this card, being able to just eat something up. And then Nash Knight. And then number C107, Neo Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. This also never came up today, but it was there if I ever needed it. One Typhon, one Zeus. This card freaking saved me a lot of duels. Sometimes you think that Typhon is the, oh, I surrender card, but my goodness, the amount of times I made this today and won, freaking insane. We then play 3 Rock and then 1 SP Little Knight. We definitely did cycle through 2 Rocks. We never did make a 3rd, but I think there was one duel where we actually did make the 3rd rocket, and I was like, dang, can't believe it came up. And then SP is just SP. It came up once making it just to kind of like force interactions, and it was pretty good. Moving to the side deck here. The side deck is where things get a little interesting, you could say. We play 2 copies of Nibiru because we do still put some respect on combo decks. Played 2 Dino Wrestler Banker Tots for the Yummy matchup. It came up, which was cool. 3 copies of Molcharmi Perulia. I don't main them. I side them because I much would rather see attributes, and with Fire Attacker being in here as well, or the Rescue Ace engine, I think that just kind of helps us out a bit. And then like, if I see like the matchup where this comes up, then I definitely side them in with the Impulse, with the Fulos. So that way we're just constantly drawing. The Pot of Extravagances come out and these go in. So it's really good. And then again, since we do put some respect on combo decks, Droll and Lockbird is still being played because, you know, we were afraid of Mitsu Raiziel, or even just any Mitsu variant, which we did play against Yummy Mitsu, and this did come up. And then 2 copies of Kurakara. This was meant for the mirror match, which I did side it for the mirror match, but didn't see it. I think I might have sided it in for one other match up, but I never saw it. We, funny enough, saw the Dogoran, so this might come out in future builds. And then 1 Talent, 1 Anti-Spell, and 1 There Can Be Only One. These were definitely the MVPs. If we forget Perulia, these were definitely the MVPs on my side, because the matchups where these went super hard in, they went super hard in and worked. Talents taking the Zeus, for instance, and then slapping my Typhon on top of the Zeus was just freaking insane. The draw 2s, we like baited out with the Extravagance, went Talents to still draw 2 anyways. So I mean, it was really good. I had so much fun with this version. This is probably the most fun I've had since playing Vanquish Soul after Justice Hunters, and I just gotta say, this version, it's the version that is here to stay for sure. But that is it for this regional experience, guys. I know I may not have topped, but we did get high enough where we were so close to it for getting our invite. But out of 53, I'm just proud that we stuck through and played all 6 rounds. We did not drop, we didn't do side events, we didn't just wallow, we stuck it through, we played. And honestly, sometimes you gotta do that. You just gotta play it out, because you may never know. Things might turn around and you start just playing in the moment. That is one thing that like I definitely have learned from this regional, is just being able to play in the moment. Stop thinking about the last game, stop thinking about what you could have done and focus on the game that is in front of you. Because the minute you make that mind shift and start focusing on what's in front of you, the minute you're going to start playing a lot better, you're going to be focused, you will be playing to your heart, and you'll just be playing your heart out. And that is exactly what we did. We didn't wallow on the losses. We're like, all right, on to the next one. Let's go. Let's do this. But that's it, guys. Let me know what you think of this version. And we have some other profiles that are coming up. We will be releasing 3 of the top placing decks for the top 8, which I'm super excited to show you. I only played against one of them, so you'll hear that commentary there. But these are some of my friends that I've made with, that I've made being here in the Albuquerque region, and you should definitely give them a huge shout out in the comments when those videos come up. But that's it. We'll pass it over to you.